Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Annadelna podcast.
Episode 31.
Thank you, creature. Today we are interviewing the
Yay.
lovely Lorelai Irving. So we will start with
Hello.
who are you?
Hello, everybody. I am Lorelai Irving, former tyrant overlord of a small netherworld known as Yonnet. Pleasure to meet all of you. I hope you're all enjoying your stay. I am a voice actor slash singer slash I primarily game actually, and it's like 1 a.m. right now. Yes, indeed.
Real.
But yeah, how's everybody doing?
I'm vibing.
Fighting for my life. All right. Um,
Fair enough, fair enough.
what are your preferred pronouns?
Yes.
Understood. And what is your
Yeah.
favorite color and text font?
I think, well, I mean, it would depend on the context with regards to the color, but in terms of text font, it's Umincho.
Dementia.
Umincha. I'm sure we'll
Yes.
remember that one.
Uh,
It's like
Yes.
dementia.
With regards to my pronouns, though, I can be whatever you want me to be as long as you help me take back the netherworld first.
okay.
Recruitment strategies.
Indeed, indeed.
Have you seen the podcast before?
I have not. I have been extremely busy at work, so I haven't even like it's the reason why I haven't even replied to half the things you guys said.
No problem at all. We
That
got everything
is
figured out.
fair. You got stuff to do,
Yes.
we got stuff to do. That is quite all right.
We want to make the onboarding
Yeah.
process as easy as possible. So,
Thank you, because if you were to ask me to hang in there at work, the only hanging in there I'll be doing soon is off the roof.
no, 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 no,
Fair.
no.
Welcome back to Painting the Millennial Way. Today we're showing off the Kurt Cobain style.
Oh.
Ah,
Too
Have you
far?
been interviewed before?
not in the slightest. Well, maybe I can't remember if I have or not.
That's good. That means that we're the best to ever do it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yes.
What
This will
age
definitely be the most memorable.
what age rating do you shoot for with your stream?
Oops.
That is a good question. I was up to MA 15 plus,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
but at the same time, I don't know what that means anymore because God of War 3, when it first came out for the PS3, was MA 15 plus, but like the remaster is like R18 now, so I don't know if their age rating has changed.
Age ratings is a weird thing. It's just general, like, for companies and for people who make games and movies and stuff, the age rating is just make it PG-13 so we can get as much money as possible. So I'm sure people are fighting everything they can to make that an unusable system so that they can sell more. But for us, generally, it's just like effectively what's the youngest person you want to be in your audience, kind of like
Mm-hmm.
what are you screening for? Because I know, Anna, you're like 13 plus, right? You don't go too
16.
far.
Well, I mean, I swear a lot, but I
Hmm.
don't really dip into like suggestive or sexual themes.
Yeah.
So I would say 13 plus, but my ideal audience is 16 plus.
Yeah.
Fair enough, fair enough.
So what do you shoot for?
Probably the same,
Mm-hmm.
although I I'm thinking of maybe turning it into 18 plus, even though I don't really like I don't know. Okay, here's the thing.
Hmm. Hmm.
I I've started making a lot more of innuendo type jokes, but I also try to discourage certain other things
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that are very similar to it.
Of course, the second that you
So
say, "Oh yeah, my stream, I'm shooting for 21 plus," everyone's immediately going to go, "Oh, so you're that kind." But it's not what that means.
yeah, and at the same time, I mean, there's some people out there who like, you know, don't really say that they're like 18 plus or anything or 16 plus, and they have like a audience wide ranging between teenager to adult,
Yeah.
and it's just like they make a bunch of, they make a bunch of jokes like that as well. So I mean, technically, I guess I would just go for MA 15 plus.
All right, all right. Where do you stream?
YouTube. Although I do occasionally go on Twitch, and I
Which is
am
stinky.
playing around with the idea of switching to Twitch streaming and then editing VODs, like properly editing them, kind of like Alpharad style.
Mm.
But and then just like posting that on YouTube. But I mean, that's a lot of time and resources that I may or may not have, especially since I'm trying to buy a house and I'm trying to do a lot of overtime.
Fair,
Fair
fair.
and valid.
What have you
Yeah,
thought about duo streaming, where you're streaming on YouTube and Twitch, and then you can just upload your VODs that are
I
already on YouTube there?
I tried that, but honestly, like, what's it called? It feels like a debuff on both ends because if they detect what's it called? If they detect that you're streaming to their competitors, they tend to not show you as much. It seems like, at least that's from my experience. It feels like the moment I stopped restreaming and focused on YouTube, all of a sudden my views were like higher,
Yeah, that
and
is the way
I
it
and
goes.
my audience seemed to be basically the same people anyways, plus some lurkers, some extra lurkers on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that reminds me, I need to put that in the chat.
What have you been up to this week?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of work and also depression, I guess.
You gotta
No, let's
fight.
see here. Yes, let me think. Let me think. What have I done aside from work? This morning I went to a restaurant thinking, you know what? I'm gonna go out, touch some grass, walk around, go to a restaurant, you know? You just do something other than staying at home. So at like 2 o'clock after my what's it called? After my collab stream this morning, actually, I ended up going to this one grill slash bar place, and I waited like 10 minutes in line to get to the counter. I told them what my order was, and when it came to paying, they were like, "Oh, by the way, we only accept cash, but you can use the bar's ATM, which charges you
Oh,
$2.50 to give us cash."
gross. That's how they get you.
Yeah, that's why I said, "Nah, sorry, never mind." And then I went to a cafe instead and had an eggs Benedict.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite breakfast
Um,
food?
that's a good question. It really depends. A lot of my
Endless.
other stuff, it really depends. Like you could not ask me, for example, my favorite music genre because I do
Mm,
not have a favorite music genre. I have a favorite song or like favorite types of song from specific genres.
very fair and valid. Is there a breakfast
Yeah.
food that you've had recently that you just really, really enjoyed that has been a cut above the rest? Eggs Benedict does sound pretty
Not
good.
particularly, since I don't typically eat breakfast. At
Mm,
least not when I'm supposed to be eating them.
listen, breakfast can be at any time of the day. It's a good meal.
You know what? That's true. Technically speaking, breakfast originally meant the breaking of the fast, which means your first meal of the day. So technically,
Mm-hmm.
breakfast is whichever meal you have first on the day.
Mm-hmm.
What's
Richard,
your
do
favorite
you?
breakfast food?
Huh?
What's your favorite breakfast food?
German pancakes.
Really?
Ooh.
Yeah, I love German pancakes.
Fair enough.
My family has a lot of German roots, and my
Ah.
grandfather, before he passed away, he made some bomb ass German pancakes.
Ah.
What about you, creature?
It's probably donuts. I
I
really
do
like
make some
the
good
airy
donuts.
donuts.
I make cake
Have you ever
donuts.
tried mochi donuts?
Machi?
I don't think I've
Yeah,
heard of
mochi
that.
donuts. Yeah, it's like a cross between a normal donut and mochi, and it's like really nice. At least
Ooh.
Oh.
for me, I really like it anyways. But I know
Oh,
like it
I've
Oh,
technically
seen
can be a bit.
those.
Yeah,
Those
yeah,
look good.
I've seen these, but
yeah.
generally they're
They're
called
they're nice.
fritter donuts.
Really? It might be a
Yeah.
Action
different
button.
texture though.
That yeah. Just that design
Yeah,
of
yeah.
them.
Mm.
Oh, those look
Yeah,
so
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Oh.
There's this one place where I used to go to for therapy that had a mochi donut store, and I would always buy like a 6 pack, and I'd be like, "Hey mom, I bought more mochi donuts." She's like, "Oh, that's great. I didn't, you can have most of it. I'll only have a little bit because it's not my favorite." And I'm just like, "Yeah, I know, but aren't I a good son for bringing you donuts?"
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's not the gift, it's the intent of the gift, and your intent was pure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly, pure unadulterated gluttony.
Hey, listen, sometimes you gotta the road to bad things is paved with good intentions, which means if you have bad intentions, you're doing a good thing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's how
That's
that works.
exactly how it works on Hell.
There you go. I'm the greatest at this. Um,
I'd worry
Yeah.
about you.
I just I want to ask a question here, and you can of course veto this if you want to. Would you want to talk about your experience with therapy? Not like talking about what you talk about in therapy, but just like your experience of figuring stuff out for therapy.
Okay, well, the first thing I will say
Hmm.
is not every therapist is a good therapist.
Yes.
Yes.
And what's it called? There are some warning signs. Primarily they tend to seem more dismissive and like they have some jaded thoughts about certain things.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Um for example, what's it called? Some of them will like if they say, okay, here's the thing, if they say they don't care if you're a good or bad person, get the fuck out of there immediately. Secondly, if they start taking phone calls in the middle of your session, get the fuck out of there immediately.
What?
Yeah,
I've
I went to this
never heard
one
of one doing
really
that.
bad. I went to this one really bad. I mean, it's the middle of the ghetto, so what do you expect? But
Mm.
I went to this one really bad therapist. What's it called? Uh, I shouldn't name drop them,
I was
so I
curious.
won't.
I was
I mean, you
curious
can
if
give
you were
their
going
first name.
to.
It's not like they'll be able to track them down.
I mean, technically, I should be honest about it if anybody happens upon it, but
Mhm.
also, technically speaking, that may dox where I used to live, which might make it easier to track me, so I'm
We'll
not
just
gonna
call
do
them
that.
schmumpties. What did schmumpties do?
The third corner of hell.
Tell us what schmumpties did.
Yeah, so basically I explained to them what had happened, and it didn't seem like they believed me at all. Let's just say there was a certain false accusation towards me that ended up blowing up my life. And even though I had proof, the sheer amount of people I didn't even know accusing me of the same thing with no proof, uh, yeah, was enough to tip the balance after I had just regained the trust of other people. And you can tell why I went to therapy for that. So,
I fully believe that therapy and most mental health services should be universal. I don't think there needs to be a catalyst or anything or any form of shame or anything around seeking therapy. I think it's an amazing thing that you either with help or by yourself, sought the therapy that you need in order to become the best version of yourself. And I'm really happy about that. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to talk more about the therapy experience because the problem is therapy is done by other humans and other humans are not perfect. Some of them are worse than others.
yes.
So I just wanted to get across the idea, hopefully from your story, that no matter how bad the process is of finding your first good therapist, hopefully you find that one and it can be a good story from then on.
Mm, mm.
Which I'm hoping
I
your
did
story
stop
has,
going
right?
to, I did end up like not going to therapy after that one experience for a few years before I finally did again. I ended up like I ended up hurting a bunch of my closest friends, but instead of outright leaving me with like a vague explanation and whatnot, they actually ended up sitting me down, explaining to me what's happened and what I've been doing. And, some of them I had already started fixing on my own. Some of them I didn't even realize I was doing. And I ended up, they ended up, saying that, they just need a bit of a break and to, that we were still friends. And that was probably the first time that anyone actually ever sat me down like that and still remained friends and like, wasn't at all hostile or anything. And yeah, I that was around the time I ended up deciding that I was tired of waiting for people to tell me when I did something wrong and I wanted to do something about it instead. And that's when I started seeing somebody, which, I mean, it was extremely difficult for me too because I was living alone and I was already barely able to afford, like, my current lifestyle on my own. Like, I'd have to only eat once a day and
Hmm.
whatnot in order to actually be able to afford everything I needed. Because, like, rent kept on increasing and blah, 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 blah. Like, to give you an idea on how bad the rental crisis was, I started out renting in 2023, I think, at 310 a week. By the end of it, which was
Hmm.
a year and a half, the rent was 480 a week.
Yeah.
And that
I
was for a studio apartment with no parking, by the way.
oh god. I
I had to
do
fight for street parking.
I do find it interesting. I won't, dox you, but I've talked to a couple of people that I believe are around the same area where their rent is a weekly thing, whereas
Oh,
here
yeah.
in the United States, it's monthly.
Yeah, yeah.
And also, your minimum wage is kind of low from what I've heard.
Eh? No, I don't
No,
think
no,
so. Our
she was
our
making
minimum
like
wage in
$20 an hour, but she was still struggling to pay rent and buy food and all that.
which industry is she working on? And is she like an
Oh,
apprentice or is she like a full timer? Because most full timers here, like the minimum wage just increased by 5% like a year or two ago. So,
I don't
like,
remember.
specifically in my industry, which is forklifting and warehousing and whatnot, the minimum you can be paid now is like 27, 28 an
Oh,
hour or something like
Jesus.
that.
And that'd be nice to have. We get minimum wage here is like 7.50 an hour.
725.
Ugh. Oh
7.25.
boy, Jesus.
And our rent is 1,300?
$1,220 a month.
Yeah.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Uh I don't remember what industry she was in. This was also like 4 years ago? Like
Okay,
two, three,
okay.
4 years ago. I don't talk to her anymore because she was a fucking drama queen.
Ah, fair enough, fair enough.
But
I'm
yeah, I don't
gonna look
know.
this up actually. What is the minimum wage? Minimum wage. Okay, the national minimum wage is 24.95 per hour. So if she's getting paid less than that, she should be suing somebody.
Fair enough.
I love lawsuits.
I do want to say though, you're forklift certified?
Yeah, Sam, forklift certified.
Oh,
Is this our first interviewee who's forklift certified?
I think so.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
You
hell
have won
yeah.
the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. I mean, I made my enchanted cardboard fort out of cardboard.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I'd be working in a warehouse, you know? Like I fished all of that cardboard out of a dumpster from the back of an IKEA.
Yo, you get the flavored cardboard?
Yeah,
Man,
exactly,
fancy pants
Like
Rich McGee over here.
I mean, they don't know I took it. And
Hmm.
technically, IKEA does have those bins where they sell it to a cardboard recycling company and then they buy it back from them once it's back to being cardboard. But I
Hmm.
mean, they don't need to know that.
Of course, of course. IKEA really does have everything.
Yeah. Uh actually did used to work for IKEA at one point.
Ooh, unlimited Swedish
Yeah.
meatballs.
Well, it was like, I mean, you had to pay for it, but it was
Ow.
like a meal was like a full-on meal, like mashed potato, meatballs, gravy, lingonberry jam, and some green peas. That's like it was like $3
Oh, that sounds heavenly.
plus unlimited drinks.
Hmm. Now, are we talking
Like to me,
drinks or like soda?
nah, just soda.
Oh, okay. Okay. Had to be
Yeah.
sure, because some places they want you to drink on the job.
Yeah, no, sadly not here.
Damn. All right. Well,
Yeah.
I think we're having too much fun. Is that what you would say, creature?
I don't have to be saying that.
Why not?
Oh, that's true. So, when did you start streaming, and what made you want to hit that go live button for the first time?
Well, what's it called? I already talked about the whole false accusation thing. Uh, what's it called? A while back, long ago, before I even knew what a VTuber was, I used to sing covers. And I started out singing covers when I was maybe 15 years old. And I worked on it for like 7 years before that whole thing happened. And towards the end I was finally getting into like I was supposed to sing for a visual novel. I got into like constructed language groups where we would sing covers and whatnot, or not covers, like original songs based off of, like, say for example, what's it called, like, you guys know what a constructed language is, conlang, right?
Nope.
Yeah, I don't either.
No? Okay. So constructed language, or conlang, is like a it's a fictional language that's been given some thought. So it's typically one that you can learn.
You
So for
mean
example,
like.
the Annadelna series with Hymnos, or Klingon from Star Trek,
Okay.
or Chaos language from Near Replicant slash Automata. And yeah, I was a part of a lot of those groups, and I'd finally start getting like some small gigs here and there for my singing and whatnot. And yeah, so when everything blew up, I was very sad, and I had decided to give up. And like about a year or two later, I was introduced to the concept of VTubers and whatnot, and like being completely anonymous and whatnot, as like maybe this is a chance to start over again. And yeah, that was basically the only reason why I started again.
That's fair.
Uh,
Uh, I
yeah.
know a few people who have that moment of, all right, if this fails, I'm done with it. And then
Hmm,
they have that one thing and they realize, huh, life can be fun, I guess.
yeah. But what's it called? There was actually the artist who helped me. Like I thought of design myself, but I had an artist specifically that what's it called, that I really admired at the time, that ended up meeting through a gotcha game called Sinnoh Alice. Unfortunately, closed now because, well, it was its release was mismanaged. I'm gonna be real with you. But what's it called? They encouraged me to be a bit more selfish and to chase after my dreams and whatnot. And yeah, that's uh that's I think the push I needed.
A little bit of selfishness can go a long way when the thing you're missing is self confidence.
Mm, mm.
But I'm glad to hear that marginally things are better.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
What date do you consider to be your streaming anniversary?
This is a toughie because technically speaking, I debuted May something, May 3rd or May 5th or something. that was technically my first debut, but I was kind of rushed into it by my friends all telling me, "Ah, just don't worry about the debut, just start streaming," you know. So I debuted with with like a bust up only model with like zero assets. And yeah, it was interesting to say the least. I slowly increased the amount of assets I had as I went along. Um, it was, but unfortunately, because I missed out on on the debut streamer buff, uh, I didn't actually have too many people watching me at first. Although I would slowly but surely increase as I grinded more and more. And yeah, I'm here now. It's you know, it's pretty good. I had no idea about how to do all this advertising stuff back then though.
That is
Cause like,
fair.
yeah.
Mhm.
Especially when it came to streaming, by the way, because like I only ever posted covers before. I've never actually streamed before. I had no goddamned idea what I was doing when I first started. I just kind of winged it.
So your main goals, like God, I have to figure out how to ask this question better. The things that you're enjoying a lot throughout your life seems to be singing and voice acting.
hmm
Do you incorporate those into your content right now, or are you kind of waiting for
Yeah.
the moment to? Oh, really? What do you? Well,
So
go
So
on.
a lot of the times, especially recently, I've been playing a lot of games with which it's easy to voice act the characters. So, for example, Amori, I would like the Amori one. I had a collab specifically with another VTuber called Taro Rat, and she would voice act most of the girls. I would voice act most of the guys, and it was it, we'd basically read through the lines. So what should have only been like maybe a 4 or 5 part series became like an 11-part series. um, because we would read through everything. And it seems like those types of streams that I've been doing have been picking up more and more people. Uh I did Andy and Lily as well. A lot. There were quite a few people who I picked up from Andy and Lily, and I see some of them in chat right now. Hello, Flash. Hello, Char. Hello, Wap. Um, yeah. What's it called? It's been quite fun doing all the voice acting stuff, like Your Turn to Die and um the Coffin of Andy and Lily. I was going to do Deltarune, and I did get some positive reactions from my voice acting specifically, but unfortunately with Deltarune, and a lot of my friends seem to share the same opinion, it attracts a certain kind of crowd because as one of my as one of my other viewers put it, Deltarune slash Undertale seems to be seems to have an inverse proportion between the quality of the game versus the quality of the fandom.
Mhm.
And I won't go into too much detail about what went on in my chat, but some of the worst ones were somebody fake doxing people with a fake IP address, and way too much roleplay for starters. And
Yeah.
also Sans wanting me to end his suffering because it turns out his dad Gaster is gay at some point, and I'm just like, okay, well, I guess I'll play freaking Bad End Simulator to kill you.
Holy shit, I think we got the same person.
Probably,
I had that
but yeah,
exact same interaction with someone.
yeah. Well, I mean, what's it called? There's a reason I only ever streamed an hour and a half of Undertale slash Deltarune.
Kaz as
Oh,
well.
it was them as well? Okay, well, let's
Oh
just go
my
ahead and ban
god.
all of them then. But,
Jesus.
yeah, no, it was bad. It wasn't just them either, but, like, uh, there are far too many people who also, like, are too eager to hint at certain things and like spoil certain things. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up! I swear to God, I'm going to murder each and every one of you if you don't shut the hell up right now!
I completely agree. Reasonable crash out.
uh, yeah, a lot of fandoms tend to drag the stream qualities down.
Yeah.
Ah, oh well.
I
I love you. I
I've
get
been
to move on
playing
to a
through
different
it,
game.
and I've been really
Ah,
enjoying
yeah.
voice acting the characters. Uh,
Hell yeah.
and
I'm gonna do it off stream.
at times, I just ignore chat because there'll be the role players that come in, they do their thing. I just ignore them, and they tend to go away. And one of my mods who shows up to like every one of my streams, if they see even a smidgen of a spoiler, they kick him out.
Good, good. Unfortunately, I think my mods were too busy at the time, and there were no mods on my end. I
Mm,
think if I ever want to do any Deltarune slash Undertale streaming again, I'm gonna need an army of mods.
fair, very fair and valid.
Yes. So I might do it off stream as like a recorded VOD now that I'm monetized with ad revenue and whatnot. But yeah, otherwise, fuck that.
Completely fair and valid.
I've paid like over 5,000 dollars in therapy bills. I,
Hmm.
I have paid way too much just to go back to hating myself.
Hmm.
If there's a war worth fighting, there's absolutely the war of not hating yourself. I want to go
Yes.
back a little bit, and I
Hmm.
also want to talk about the fandom stuff, but just so I don't forget, I want to go back. It does seem to be those series where you start going, oh yeah, we're just gonna do like a stream or two of this. It'll be great. And those ones where you have the most fun and you're just enjoying yourself so deeply that you decide, let's just make 12 more parts of this. Those do seem to be the ones where people show up and have the most fun. And that's where a lot of the
Yeah.
growth comes from because, as I've said a billion times, what your fans want is always going to be important, but what's most important is you enjoying yourself because that's what people enjoy. If you're watching someone and they're not having a good time, you're not going to want to keep watching them. But if you're watching someone have a good time, then you're going to enjoy watching that. And it doesn't typically matter what they're doing. So respect and care for your audience. But if they're telling you to do something that you don't enjoy, you care more about your audience if you call them dumb and ignore them versus just following their demands because you're not going to enjoy it and they're going to have a worse time.
Mm, mm. It's also the reason why I no longer stream any Friday Night Funkin' stuff, even though I really liked the game. Too many kids asking you to play specific mods, and it's like,
Hmm.
no, no, I'm not going to.
No, but
Fuck off.
listen, I really need you to play with my doll because my doll is better than their doll. And when you hit the buttons, they're going to do their funny little dance. Don't you want to see the funny little dance?
I'll watch the funny little dance as I burn your doll to the ground.
No!
Don't test me.
And then, of course, the second part of the conversation, the fandoms that are just my God. I'm a Tumblr baby. I hope that it shows in everything that I do, and I hope that it taints every part of my being. But I was born and raised on Tumblr, so fandoms quote unquote ruining everything and fandoms quote unquote being the only enjoyment that you get from content is kind of what I was raised on. So I feel a desperate need to go, wait. Just because the Deltarune fandom and the F and F fandom and every other fandom you've ever interacted with is horrible, I just want to say some of them are good. um,
uh,
every
Homestuck
the,
community,
baby.
every
Homestuck baby.
fandom slash every community has its ups and downs.
Yeah.
But
Some
some
more
have
than
more
others,
downs than ups.
unfortunately. But at the same time, like, I mean, I do get, you know, I do get some really nice and wholesome people come in. one of my mods actually came in from the Amori fandom.
Hmm.
So I recently got a new mod. Their name is Cookies. Shout out to them. What's it called? I only just recently got them in as a mod, and they were like one of the few people that came into my stream, and it was like super chill and what's it called? Super respectful, and we kind of vibed, you know. I kind of like their vibe. So after maybe a few weeks of streaming, and I'd see them often, I eventually was like, I wonder if this person would like to be a mod. Hey, so I can't pay you much, but uh,
Wait, you're supposed to
yes.
pay them?
I offered to pay them, but they were like, no, it'd be an honor. Don't worry about paying me. And I was like, okay, I'll just gift you something eventually, I guess.
Hmm.
Right now, all the war
I
effort
paid my
can
last
afford is
I paid my last
volunteers.
mod in
Yeah.
chicken nuggets every time they had to do a big mod action.
Mm. Chicken nuggets are good.
Yes.
Yeah, right now we're
So
not really in a position to pay anyone for anything, so we're relying on volunteer efforts. But
fair
they
enough,
know that
fair
I
enough.
appreciate them, and I invite them to join in festivities and things like that. But I do
Yeah, yeah.
hope that one day, once we're in a better spot financially, that I can, repay them for their kindness and their work and all that.
Mm, mm, mm.
Because, like, my biggest mod, the Dark Phantom, I got them from playing Binding of Isaac. And they
Ah,
have
nice, nice.
proven to be not only a fantastic person, but also a fantastic mod.
Mm, mm.
So,
Also, everybody hydrate. What the heck is going on with my share screen?
good question.
Listen, sometimes you gotta apparate. It's fine.
Hmm.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Seems like it's fine on my end.
show kindness and appreciation towards your mods and your friends.
Yeah.
All right. We've been off topic for the past 20 minutes.
Sorry, I need to stop leading it away.
No. You absolutely need to continue leading it away. We're having a good time.
Okay.
Why the name you chose?
All right. So Lorelai stands for the one who sings men to their deaths.
Mm.
And I wanted something else that's I wanted a name that kind of symbolized the green and the red. So there's the red, which is the passion side of things. Men who sing, men sung to their deaths. That's the red part. And then Irving stands for, I believe it was a green river.
Hmm.
So I was just like, that's more calm. That seems a lot more calm than what Lorelai is. So, I was like, Lorelai Irving, let's fucking go.
The lore.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Um, oh God. Oh no, I thought of a question and then it disappeared. Uh, do you have a catchphrase?
Uh I mean, there's something I say at the beginning of every stream and at the end of every stream.
Uh huh.
So, what's it called? I say, hello and welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for joining. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy your stay. Kick your feet up and grab some popcorn, and let's me not forget, enjoy the show. And then at the end of the stream, it's just like, thank you everybody so much for joining. Like I say at the end of the stream, don't forget like, subscribe if you haven't already. If I'm in a collab, I'm just like, be sure to follow this and that over in the description down below. And I'll see you all next time. Take care of yourselves and sweet nightmares. Bye bye. Is what I usually say before.
Hmm.
So I guess sweet nightmares is would be my catchphrase.
That was the
Sweet
one that really
nightmares.
grabbed me. Yeah.
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 Me
Yeah.
and my sleep paralysis demon, we're chill.
Yeah.
I used to have one. I think he got redistributed or something. I don't know what happened.
Mine's a giant spider.
Mine was my dad.
Okay.
I wish I was joking about that, but at one point, like it only happened once, but there was a time when I was like in fourth grade and I couldn't get out of the bed at all. And I looked around in the room a little bit And like it was, my eyes were barely open, but like I would blink, and all of a sudden my dad was there, and then it got closer every time I blinked, until he finally got super close, and then I blinked again, and I could finally move.
Real
uh,
shit.
yeah, it was. I was like, what the heck?
There's a war
Uh,
happening, and I hope you're winning.
yeah, I haven't had the most easiest life, but I hope at the very least it's with the whole joking about my mental health thing, it helps other people. 'Cause,
It gives you some fun and interesting stories to share with everyone.
yeah.
That's how I deal with my trauma.
And that's what life is.
Hmm.
An entertaining series of stories that can be told.
Mm-hmm.
Life is just what's it called? Comedy is just tragedy seen from afar. So distance yourself from the pain, and you'll get to laugh about it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I remembered the two questions I had.
Oh,
Um,
good.
Hmm.
when you say song that draws men to their demise, are you more a succubus fan or a siren fan?
Or Incubus.
Yeah. I forgot what the
Hmm.
gender neutral term for that is.
Sex demon.
It's not always sex. Seductor? A
uh.
seductor demon. We get there.
I'm so proud of you.
Hmm. That's a good question. I'm thinking. On the one hand, I think it's split between a succubus and and a siren, because on the one hand, okay, here's the thing. The
Mhm.
original demon mythos, before they were all given names and whatnot, and blah 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 blah, and like, segregated to this and that. Um, the original demon mythos is that demons could just change their gender from one to the other
Hmm.
based on their victim. And eventually that got relegated to succubi, but it wasn't always just succubi who could. And technically there are still other demons that can. But it seems like media has taken to thinking that it is just succubi, but it is not. And that is why I can change my gender whenever the hell I want. Because I can also change my voice whenever the hell I want without a voice changer.
Real. There's a giant
ah.
slug downstairs that can shapeshift into your deepest sexual desire.
Why do you know it's a slug?
It transforms?
Oh.
But yeah, so I mean, technically speaking, on the one hand, I mean, succubi.
Listen, I can understand.
On the other
Uh-huh,
hand,
uh-huh.
I am a sucker for talent and have tended to fall for people with certain talents or unique traits. So Siren would probably be more my calling.
Okay.
I understand. I don't know why I made the girlies fight. I don't know why I tried to choose the best out of two good options. I want to apologize to the Siren and the Succubi community. My
Yeah.
second thing was, are you a Jonkler fan?
Oh, what now?
The Jonkler from Hit DC Universe Batterman? The Jonk
Just because we're an advocate for being cringe and free doesn't mean that you
the
have to be as cringe as possible.
the Jonkler from Hit.
I love you.
I'm sorry. I don't. I.
Do you actually
Uh...
not know who the Joker is?
Oh! Oh!
Oh god, help me.
I mean, okay, I've seen a few good stories, but I've never actually delved into it. I've seen a few good stories of the different types of Jokers and whatnot, and like apparently there was one iteration where there were like three different Jokers or something at some point. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't really read or watch a lot of Batman. I'm I've maybe been exposed to more Marvel, especially since Marvel Rivals.
That's fair.
Um, I haven't really been too interested. I am curious about the Injustice thing, because evil Superman, sure, okay, I can get behind that. Uh, but In terms of actual Marvel vs. DC thing, I could not tell you. I probably like Marvel more just because I've seen more of it, and also that DC's only recently come out with a few somewhat good movies. Like the new Aquaman's pretty good. Like when the first new Aquaman came out, I kind of liked it, but I don't know. I never really got too into a lot of the DC movies.
That's fair. That's fair.
They're
I
all
was
trash.
I was just curious because of the red and green hair, if it was inspired at all by the Joker, since I'm not allowed to
Oh
say the
no,
funny name.
so if you wanted a whole spiel about my design, each part of it does have a more personal take. So personally, my favorite color combination is red and black. Um, the reason I went for green initially was because do you guys remember the artist I talked to you about with regards to her help designing this and how I admired her? Yeah, her favorite color was green, so I was like, I want to incorporate that as well,
Hmm.
to because she's the one who taught me to be more selfish. And so that's how the green and red hair came along. Otherwise, it would have probably been black and red or something along those lines. And what's it called? You see that little mark on my cheek? That
Hmm.
is a spade. I thought about how I wanted to represent something like that as close to my eye, which is the gateway to the soul. Um, a clover would be too lucky, and I am absolutely not that. A diamond felt too precious, and I absolutely didn't feel like that. A heart was something I wanted to get rid of at the time because, well, you know what happened before. Uh, and a spade seemed fitting because I keep on digging my own grave. And my luck is either like extremely good or extremely bad, and there's seldom ever an in between. So that's why there's a spade on my cheek. But as you can see on my tattered wings, there's also the diamond, the heart, the clover, and whatnot. They're
Oh,
all there in some distorted way.
I do see that.
I I want to be as clear as possible. I am saying everything that I'm about to say with love, okay? If you take
Mm.
offense or you don't like anything that I'm saying, kill me. I just think
Okay, hang on, just one sec.
okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Where's
Yeah,
where's
no
my
problem. Yeah, no, I can wait. It's fine.
okay.
Yeah, no, if you're finding something to murder me with, that's perfectly understandable. Okay, cool. Awesome. So, I just want to be clear. I think that it's funny that evolution in the wild, everything eventually turns into a crab. I love hearing the story of how you accidentally made a character with green and red hair and gave them the motif of being kind of a clown, because of the fact that the first media they saw was Reddit, so they like to call people normies. And you also gave the character the motif of a deck of cards with the spade and the heart and the diamond. And also, you're kind of a prince because you're going to become the ruler of the netherworld once you take it back over. So you are technically the clown prince of crime, aka the Joker. But you know, that's how it goes sometimes.
You know, the funny thing is,
Uh-huh.
I call my cardboard fort soldiers jokers.
Yeah, yeah.
What's it called? Um, I actually thought of Joker as in more like the card
Yes,
Joker,
yes.
like deck of cards Joker. When I did that, some of my more modern time games enjoyers have taken to saying, "Hey, Persona 5."
That's true.
Some of them have been like, "Hey, you like jazz?"
Looking cool, Joker.
Looking cool, Joker. What's it called? Um, there is some other things that I have with my model that I did want to go over a little bit. for example, like pretty much every part of this model, okay, is symbolic of something. Like what's it called? For example, the black fur coat, like this thing over here. Uh the black fur is actually supposed to symbolize black sheep because in my family, I was always the one who was always in trouble, blah blah blah. Had a lot of trouble understanding why and all that because I had ADHD. Remained untreated until like I was 25. So, there was that. I mean 325, sorry. Um
Just a
what's it
baby.
called? Yeah. There was the oh, whoop, wrong one. There it is. um Yeah, so there's this mask over here because you know, um one of the few things that transferred over from one of my old personas was the cat eyes that I currently have. And as a symbolic thing, I would have a partial mask to cover that part up. Cuz back then I was just like, super like I wouldn't have even mentioned my backstory a long time ago because I was like so scared and whatnot. Uh, now I just don't care. uh, what's it called? So that's the reason why the mask was there. Like I wanted a way to sort of symbolize that. And these vines on my arms, for example, on my sleeves, they're also technically at the bottom of my dress. They're supposed to be there to sort of symbolize how what's it called? I'm always sort of holding like it was kind of symbolic of the fact that I was still kind of holding on to some guilt of my own actions in the past. Uh and yeah, there was I'm sure there's a few more like the black and white thing where it's not completely pure but not completely corrupt. Uh I can't remember what I had the design philosophy the exact things of the design philosophy that I had before, but yeah, each part was thought of. I just don't remember some of them anymore.
Fair. My favorite part of symbolism is the fact that it can change over time. So I hope that the meaning behind the vines on your arms will change from the concept of holding on to things that you don't need to be holding on to anymore, and the fact that you've learned to branch out from that part of your life.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
You've been
we're
yapping for
doing it.
30
We're
minutes.
doing an interview thing or whatever. What's your favorite type of wood slash tree?
Probably redwood because
Oh,
it's what's it called? It is like a really hard wood. It's not the hardest wood, but it's also like what's it called? Specifically more so for the memory that I have of it, where it was the first knife I ever saw cut through something despite being wood.
fair,
They make
fair.
those giant ass trees too, don't they?
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
like super big.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there
yeah.
was a rest stop that had one where they like carved out like through the middle of it for people to walk through. It was really cool.
Mm. And what's it called? Just red.
Hmm.
Fair.
Red is such a good color.
Yeah, like your
Imagine
eyes.
liking yellow.
I love yellow. Yellow's my favorite color.
He likes the color of
uh,
piss.
Okay.
But I guess piss can also be red if you have a problem.
All right.
But anyways, enough talk about
well,
piss.
well, it depends on how dehydrated you are.
Oh no! We don't have to keep going down the piss line.
If you were a pony,
Ah.
what would your cutie mark be? I assume it would be the spade because you have that on your face.
I don't watch My Little Pony. I'm sorry.
Unbelievable. I can't
Pretty
believe you'd give someone
believable.
an out. Um, Effectively, a cutie mark is just like the symbol of what you want to be in your life.
hmm
All right. What is your favorite Pokemon?
Hmm. Probably either Lucario or Gardevoir. And not for those reasons.
I mean, they are the two most searched. Um,
Gardevoir is
uh,
my second favorite Pokemon. I really like it. I think it's just a good design. I like the Pokédex entries for it.
Hey, what color is your favorite Pokemon?
Yellow.
Mmm.
Just because it's not my favorite color doesn't mean it can't be my favorite Pokemon.
Mm.
uh, but yes, so I like Lucario for the whole thing where the more damage he is, the more damage he will do. Um, and Gardevoir, like I like the story of how like what's it called? Like I played Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, and like on top of that, like it was the one where the Gardevoir was the one talking to the Pokemon that you play as, and like what's it called? I also remember this one story. I don't remember if it was from Pokemon Mystery Dungeon or if it was from a different thing, but there was like a story of the Gardevoir who like cried for their trainer or something because they're like they wanted to help them out so badly, but they just couldn't. I can't remember the specifics. I just remember how I felt.
Hmm.
That's fair. Love us a good
Yeah.
Gardevoir.
My Gardevoir would create a black hole to protect me.
And then indiscriminately kill everyone in the area.
Yeah, but like, it'd be cool.
Gardevoir, you can't do that.
Maybe I want to be turned into spaghetti.
Mm.
Have you thought about that?
My favorite is Aegislash because I enjoy the concept of having a random sword lying around and then going, hey, you should pick that up. And when they do, they either kill themselves or become King of England.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Fair enough, fair enough.
All
Uh,
right. So we have a little bit of an idea of why you hit that go live button for the first time. What's
mm.
bringing you back? What about streaming has really grabbed you that you want to do it forever?
I am still chasing after the same goal that I had back then, except with different means, I suppose. Where I wanted to be able to not only stand on equal footing to the people that I admired when I was still a teenager, but also eventually become so powerful that I can affect change in and like what's it called? Go out and actually search for hidden gems of artists and animators and mixers and whatnot, and like commission them and then feature them and stuff and all that, and like go around trying to get more people to be recognized. That's still a long ways away, but I mean, eventually I want to grow to that length.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair. That's fair. Go the Markiplier route of when you have money, support the people who helped you. Or,
Yeah,
and hear me
exactly.
out on this one, you could be almost everyone else who becomes incredibly popular and start, becoming worse. These are options.
I mean, I could always, I could always just be like, you know, keep making empty promises and like, creating my own crypto.
I hate the fact that that does not narrow it down that much.
I heard you like bad girls. Well, I'm bad at everything.
uh
What's the future for Lorelai Irving? Like next week and then, a long term goal.
so next week I'm actually going to be starting a donathon.
Oh.
Uh Yeah, so I'll be starting a donathon starting September-ish, in order to help out with the home loan thingy because whilst I could have afforded it on my own back when I was only looking for a studio apartment slash one bedroom apartment, I don't think I can anymore by November at least, without at least a little bit of a boost. Because what's it called? I don't know if you guys know how dire the situation is in Indonesia right now, but I have two really close Indonesian friends that I've been friends with since I first started streaming, and I'm essentially trying to help them get out of Indonesia. And the only way I can really do that feasibly is by having a house with which I can house them in.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so instead of just studio slash 1 bedroom apartment. It is at minimum a 1 bedroom apartment if I can't get a 2 bedroom apartment. And I will
Fair.
essentially be treating it like a studio apartment while they have a room.
Fair.
Yeah. So that is the reason why I'm doing a donathon. Otherwise, I wouldn't really even bother with donathons to begin with. Uh, Not looking forward to getting the $500 goal because I do not handle spicy well. Like I can barely handle Japanese curry, and
I mean, just start
the
practicing now. Just have a
goal
few ghost peppers.
the goal is to eat the 3 times bulldog instant noodle spicy thing that
Yummy.
that people seem to make spicy noodle challenges out of. Yeah,
Yummy.
if I end up hitting 500, I will be both surprised and cry. Now, if I reach a stretch goal of 1,000, on the other hand, I will finally do my first ASMR video because some of my more long-term viewers keep on asking.
If they want it, they gotta fight for it, and I fully agree.
Mm-hmm.
I will be surprised if we reach the $500 goal. I will be scared if we reach the $1,000 goal. Because at the very least, I'll be surprised but impressed with the $500 goal because, I'm not expecting that much of a boost. But if somehow the incentive of getting an ASMR video is that big of an incentive, I will be scared of my viewers from then on. Because I mostly did that as a joke, thinking we're probably not even going to get the goal of 500. But if it happens,
If it
I kind of
happens,
can't say
A
no.
there you go.
mysterious benefactor.
Yeah.
The oil barons are calling. Speaking of viewers, oh my goodness, it's the question that we usually get to 30 minutes ago. All right. So, you haven't seen the podcast before, which means you have no idea what's going on right now. There is a
I have not a
question.
clue.
This is a question that I believe, out of all of the good questions that we have, this is my favorite question, which means that I put in the work for it. It is,
Okay.
are you community minded? Now, in order to make sure that I can distill the best answer from you, because this is the most important question, I am going to tell you the answer that I have received from every other person we have interviewed so you can formulate in your mind what I will be etching into stone and telling the next person that we interview what you believe to be the community. Because as we've said, the viewers are what determine pretty much everything about a streamer outside of who they are and what they're doing, because that's what brings people, like, yeah, blah blah blah. The community is very important, and that's why
Yep.
I love this question. So, are you ready to hear me talk uninterrupted for like 10 minutes?
Sure. I'll just get some water real quick
There we go.
while you do this.
So, Sacred's Hearts. Sacred's Hearts believes that the community should be a safe space, and it's the whole point of why they stream. They want it to be so that if you feel ostracized in your life, you'll have a Discord community and their stream to join into so that you can receive the validation that you fully deserve. Tony the Pinguino loves his community, but wants to be the same great streamer even if they have 0 or 1 million viewers. So while they absolutely understand and can interact with their chat, they far more enjoy just kind of bouncing off of the game that they're playing so that they can feel like they're growing as a streamer by, not quote unquote relying on their chat. Sky Accents. The community are the background dancers, and a song will never be better than when the main act and the background dancers are working together. Sky Accents is so good at bouncing off of the chat and the community that if Sky Accents shows up in the chat, they're effectively making their own content there because they're so good at that back and forth. Glitched Phantom appreciates the community and enjoys the separation of content creator, content, and viewer. Glitched Phantom is an artist who has had some bad things happen in the past, so they do like to make it clear sometimes to their chat that, hey, by the way, I'm not your personal friend, so don't make these very personal things. Um, I enjoy making the content and I enjoy interacting with you, but I do enjoy the line. T. Bonnie. not a streamer yet, but is excited to let the chat experience itself and let it play out and figure out what their community wants to be from there. Barden is currently letting it play out and loves interacting with them, and in the same way doesn't really want to put them in a box yet. Annadelna, don't know if you've heard them, greatest Dompier streamer of all time. Really likes that line between content creator and content like per viewer, but does try to, get closer to the viewers that prove that they aren't going to blow up. Little Droplet, they are trying to be friends with the whole community, but they will set the line when necessary. If there was a person that I've met before that had the energy to be friends with 1,000 people at the same time, it is Little Droplet, and they are trying. Succulents has fun with the community and is letting it play out because they don't want to box them in. A little bit similar to some of the previous ones. Zane the editor loves cooking up and improving the content that streamers give him, considers the VTubers he works with his community more than the viewers, but does enjoy feedback from both. As you can tell by the name, this is an editor. He semi runs a collab channel called Kaiju and the Waifu Boys, and he also helps with making YouTube shorts for a lot of different YouTubers at the moment. So he's an editor. He loves the VTubers he works with, and he loves receiving feedback from the people who watch the content, but he doesn't really create his own quote unquote content, if that makes sense. Ricky T. Bones wants to be an oasis in the middle of the desert. The oasis is their content, and the middle of the desert is the rest of the internet and how bad it can get sometimes. And when you get that cool air from that air conditioning, you can enjoy Ricky making content on the big stage. He wants the content to feel like you're sitting in a pew in the middle of a hotel, and there's a big projector with him on it going as big as possible in personality so that everyone can kind of forget what's happening and just enjoy the moment for what it is. Per Hinmo wants to be more of a circle of people all hanging out and sharing the cool stuff they found and made. The best way I can describe the mental image they wanted to give was an AA meeting where it's all the plastic chairs in a circle and everyone just kind of throws stuff in the middle and go, oh my god, this is the coolest thing I found. And of course, Per Hinmo is in the middle as well, going, hey, check this out. And then, showing the coolest thing ever. Jummington wants the community to feel like a group of friends all hanging out on a big couch playing video games, but they do reserve the right to throw a controller at you slash affectionate. The Woodsman Jack. They want it to feel like you've been trekking through a forest and you see a campfire and you get to sit in that comfort with your friends with hot cocoa and s'mores, all non-dairy, of course. Kaz Cassidy wants to be a safe space for people to learn about the arts, learn to be weird, and learn about being an adult, learning about themselves and growing. Because the process of learning isn't always just receiving information. It is most of the time learning to understand that you don't know this thing, learning to understand that it's okay to not know this thing, and then learning to actually learn how to do it. And Kaz wants to have a community where people are pushed to grow in that way. Cecily loves the feeling of being able to rely on their community, making jokes, and being goofy is the bread and butter of streaming. Cecily loves their community and loves the fact that their community loves them. They love bouncing off of them, they love talking to them, and overall makes the entire experience worthwhile, enjoyable, and fun. Captain Lockhart wants their community to be their crew and will make it to the treasure slash great content together. Similar to Sky Axons, fully believes that content will never be better than when you have your crew on your ship working with the captain in order to get to that point in the sky, the great content. Choco Ichigo. Nobody should ever feel alone slash outcasted. Wants to make a space that people can feel welcomed, and your hyperfixations are valid and are Choco's now. And thanks for making them feel seen as being a content creator. And then last but certainly not least, Pastel Possum wants the community to be a big tea party where everyone can get comfortable and everyone who proves they can handle it can participate in the tea party. Now, Lorelai, what will I be etching into the stone?
What?
What?
I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. Okay. 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 Well, I like I like a bit of a balance of all of those, to be honest. I like being able to interact and being able to communicate with some of my viewers. Although admittedly some of them can be a bit much at certain times. For example, I don't really like when people admire me a little too much, especially when it's too out of context and all that. I recently had one viewer, for example, have a like they would constantly compliment me out of context and whatnot, and only really compliment me and tell me about like the things that that make that I apparently did for them without saying how it did that for them. And also they had this problem with oversharing a little bit where they okay, it's not just her, but like there are several I've had several in the past where they share a little too much during stream and sort of bring the overall mood down. I want my stream to be more of a bubble, I suppose. Similarly to what, like touching upon certain subjects but not actually going too deep into it. Like I've also had a problem with that where certain people like join the stream, I make a certain joke, and then they kind of start, you know, going too into it, and suddenly getting a little bit too political and whatnot. I'm just like, I just made a joke. It was not supposed to be any more than that. Please stop. It's not just viewers either; it's collab partners as well. But I've already talked to each and every one of them about those types of things, and they're still around, which means that they appreciated the feedback and whatnot. And they've pretty much fixed all the things that I've had, like had problems with and whatnot. Uh, what's it called? I like being able to talk to some people, but I also want to set more boundaries, especially because I've noticed as well. Pretty much every time I've talked to a certain somebody or talked to somebody about a certain somebody, I've realized, hold on, I'm not the only one who's affected by this. You know what I mean? And yeah, like for me, it seems like my role, at the very least, with regards to my community, has been teaching them balance, I guess. And I don't know, I guess I kind of like the idea, but at the same time, I know if I just keep on teaching them, I'm like, I'm going to end up breaking at some point. So I do want to also set a box as well on that, where I want to be able to communicate and I appreciate and have fun, but I also want to be able to live in my own bubble without having to worry about these types of things. So I guess in a way, I'm kind of half and half with the whole community minded thing. There it also depends on the amount of energy that I have. Cuz like the more energy I have, the more I can tolerate these things. But when my energy starts running out, I start realizing, hold on. This is sort of chipping away at me. Maybe I should tell them to stop. And, usually I just tell them, hey, this, that, whatever, and they usually stop. Uh, obviously, if they don't stop, I do end up, either give them warnings or if they've done it too many times, I take them away, you know, take them out the back, shoot them, make sure they're
Mhm.
never seen again in my channel. If they come back, I shoot them again. But yeah, don't really know how to summarize it the way you guys did.
Are you
Although it
ready to
is
hear the summary?
impressive that oh, yeah, sure.
Absolutely. Um, of course, 100%. If you feel I'm wrong about anything, you want anything added, just let me know. Loves
Okay,
the
okay.
interactive feeling of being a streamer talking to the community, but has needed to put the line in place. Wants the community to have the space from outside influences to unwind from the world and relax.
Yes. And
Yes.
some humor can bleed into certain things that you typically want to avoid in a stream. I feel like it should be fine. Like more people need to know about the balance
Yeah.
where, never go too far into one end or another. And I feel like there are too many people who, as soon as you bring something up, they're like, "Oh God, this, that, blah, 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 blah," and you're just like, Please stop. That wasn't meant to bring that up. And yeah, I used to have a problem with that as well back before I started getting treated for ADHD, but I've gotten way better at recognizing that, and I have ended up being the one teaching other people to do it because I know there are a lot of people with untreated either ADHD or autism or whatever neurodivergent thing they have. And I know it's hard for some people when you don't tell them, and a lot of people don't tell them, and they just get kicked out and blah 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 blah, and they don't actually realize or register what they did. So I do tend to, even though some of my friends are just like, no, kick them out. I've kicked people out for less reasons. I'm just like, I'll give them a warning first and let them know exactly what's happened first.
Yeah,
And if they don't comply or have a bad reaction to it, then yeah, fuck them.
fair and valid.
Mm, mm.
What is your favorite memory from streaming?
Uh, I suppose it would have been when my community at the time. Okay, so I made a lot of friends, and obviously in this community, there's gonna be a lot of people who are like into this or that, like for example, game development and all that. And if you were around Discord, like if you were heavily around Discord a while back, when the gaming development hack, uh, phishing scam was a thing, you will realize the difficulty in which I couldn't have seen this because I okay, the funny thing is I made an announcement about this like 1 or 2 months ago, but it was like 3 a.m. and it was from a person that it's like what's it called? I did want to get a little bit closer to, like platonically, not,
Hmm.
Um but what's it called? I knew that they were in game development and that they did 3D animation and all that. So at 3 a.m. sleep deprived out of my fucking mind, they messaged me and tell me, "Hey, so there's this one game that I made at the uni I'm at with my friends. I was wondering if you could play test it." And I didn't even question it because I was like, "Oh yeah, I remember. You're probably the artist for this, aren't you? Okay, I'll play test it. I'll see how it's going." And then I clicked on the fucking thing. And then I clicked it twice after a CMD prompt popped up.
Hmm.
And then I realized, hold on a second. Wasn't there a scam about this before? And what was that CMD thing? Why is my Discord all of a sudden saying error?
Jesus.
I was like, ah, shit. God damn it. Fuck. Yeah. Nothing good ever happens after 2 a.m. Just go to sleep.
Fair.
Um,
Yeah, so my favorite memory is when my community actually ended up helping me by like, donating more actually than the amount that I originally had in my bank account before that scam.
Hmm.
And yeah, that was the first time I really felt like, it was a real community, It was just like it wasn't just people who found me entertaining. It was people who actually genuinely wanted to help me with stuff and stuff like that. Like it felt nice. It felt warm. It felt like I could rely on them as well when things get tough.
Yeah.
So, because I was also just expecting like maybe like $50 or something. I got up to like 200 something at the time, and I wasn't very big back then. I was like 100 subs or something at the time, so I really didn't have too many people in to begin with.
Jokers together strong.
Yes, jokers together gets the bats.
Creature. Is there a difference between games that are fun to play and games that are fun to stream for you?
Yes, but only because some games are not fun to stream, like Deltarune.
Mm, fair.
We had been over this earlier
Yeah.
on.
Were there any other games that come to mind with that?
Minecraft, FNAF.
Mm.
Oh,
Although
what?
admittedly, FNAF wasn't nearly as bad until after the VOD got posted, and little kids decided to go full autism and just like, you know, speak their minds like
Hmm.
tactless little shits.
As they do, as
uh,
they do.
mm, mm, mm. And yeah, like if I had to say the games that you probably don't want to stream unless you have like a full mod team. Deltarune, Undertale, FNAF, Friday Night Funkin', um, there were a few others that I had in mind. Terraria. Um, if you're very unlucky, you will get a person there who's like, cause like, okay, the thing with Terraria is it doesn't tell you what to do. You kind of have to figure it out on your own and do your research based off of what other people have already done via wikis on, and sometimes you'll get this one jag who thinks that he's all that because he knows everything, and you're just like, shut the hell up, I want to learn. Risk of Rain is also a little bit, uh, it's not nearly as bad, Risk of Rain 2, but it can be a little bit off-putting when half the time somebody more experienced comes in and is just like, "Hey, let me carry you," and stuff like that, and I'm just like, "No. Why would I want to do that? Do you have any idea how horrible it is to play with people who are like that significantly higher in skill and experience than you? They basically streamline everything and take the fun out of the experience for you of learning and growing."
Hmm.
And yeah, that's also another thing as well. Some some games are like essentially mandatorily co-op with multiple people. And if you're playing with people that are, you know, and if you're streaming with other people who are like, significantly better at the game already or know the game a lot more or know how to mess around a lot more, you're gonna have a bad time. Or at the very least, you're not gonna enjoy it nearly as much. It's just gonna be boring. And that's something that a lot of people don't really get. And that's why I appreciate people who can actually hold themselves back whenever they play with somebody who's a lot newer and actually let them learn instead of just doing everything. Just be like, here, take this. Here, take that. What do you want? Okay, here you go. It's just like, no, teach me how to fucking get it or how to do it myself. I need experience.
Yeah. Uh,
We've talked a bit about the games that are fun to play alone, but not that great because you're streaming them. Have you had the experience of having fun playing a game on stream, but then when you tried to play it by yourself, it just wasn't that great?
Hmm. Let me think. It's been a while.
To be clear,
Uh,
I have hate running through my slimy body, so I need to know what people hate so I can hate on it with them.
okay, okay. Well, what have other people said on this
Uma
while I think?
Musume, because they just enjoyed the pulling of the horses with the stream, and having people cheer them on was great. Genshin Impact for the same kind of reason. Uh,
I don't know about Uma Musume actually. I think I have the opposite on that one. I enjoyed it a lot more. Like, okay, here's the thing. During
mhm.
my first stream of Uma Musume, there was a lot of people who were just like, it was nice. Yes, there were people who were cheering me on and whatnot and saying, "Hey, this is pretty good. Hey, that's all right." But there were also a lot of people who were like, "No, no, no, you should just full send speed, blah blah blah, stuff like that." And I'm just like, "Let me play. Shut up. Read my fucking rules. I should be taking you out the back and shooting you in the head right now."
old
Because
Yeller
in my
style.
rules, it's like backseaters will be taken out the back and shot.
Honestly, just have a sign hanging from your screen somewhere.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have in big bold letters covering the entire screen so you can barely actually see the game.
Mm-hmm.
Backseaters will be shot.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
That's a
in terms
lot.
of games that I do enjoy on stream but not alone, I guess Helldivers is one of them. I don't know.
Oh,
Like I like Helldivers better while I'm doing an open lobby or like with friends or whatnot. I didn't really like, I don't know, it just kind of got boring real fast when I was doing it alone, which is why I never really touch it on my own. Um, Let me think. What else?
of course,
I
every Legend of Zelda game is bad, but we can just move on from
Oh
that.
my fucking god, he's on his thing again. Get off your high
uh
horse, it's not safe. Had too much to smoke.
I did okay, here's the thing. I couldn't really get into Majora's Mask or Ocarina of Time, but I
True.
did enjoy Breath of the Wild and
Yeah!
here-
I'm
hmm?
so sorry. You've just won me an argument, and I want to thank you so much. Everyone knows that Breath of the Wild is the only good Legend of Zelda game, and I want to say you're based, you're epic, you're the greatest to ever do it. Uh,
I kind of like granted it was one of my first Wii games and I'd never played a Legend of Zelda game beforehand. So my first Legend of Zelda game was Twilight Princess. And I did enjoy that kind of.
Based.
Although there were some parts where it was more like kind of difficult for me because I was 10, I had ADHD, and I kind of had no idea what the fuck I was doing half the time. Uh So I did kind of enjoy it, but at the same time, I probably didn't enjoy it as much as I should have, or maybe I enjoyed it too much. I don't know. I'd have to revisit that game as I am now. Now that I am both number one more mature and number two am being treated for ADHD. I did also like Phantom Hourglass though.
Phantom
Like in
Hourglass is
terms of the yeah, I didn't like Spirit Tracks, but I liked Phantom Hourglass. Because like, it actually really made use of a lot of, the DS features, which,
mm-hmm.
for, like, 12-year-old me with ADHD brain, being able to do all the stuff like blowing into the mic and, like, creating a whirlwind or, like, what's it called? Closing the DS in order to stamp the map or, activate a certain thing was, like, groundbreaking, revolutionary. It's like, whoa, 12-year-old me's mind is blown, stuff like that. Um, so there was that. I would have to, like, I obviously wouldn't be able to experience it that way anymore because, well, the DS is dead, and I don't really feel like buying a Nintendo DS and then hunting down the game or, like, hunting down a copy of a certain, villain from Hyperdimension Neptunia. Uh,
did you know that the 3DS is surprisingly easy to mod?
It is.
oh, yeah, I have. I have one.
Me too. What color? What brand of 3DS?
It's the new 3D. It's actually was it? Yeah, the new 3DS XL. It's a Japanese copy. It's
Oh.
got a bit of screen damage because I bought it used from eBay. Like they listed it as such, but I was like, it was cheap and it wasn't exactly covering anything I needed to see on the screen, so I'm just gonna buy that. And I don't
Mm-hmm.
really care too much about the aesthetics of it. I just wanted to play, and also I was going to stream it anyways, so the screen will be on my computer to begin with.
Fair. Did it come with the capture card thing?
Nah, I just use the what's it called? I just use the uh I just remembered what
There's a
program
couple
was
of
called.
programs that you can use. I think I
I just
tried.
real I just remembered what the program was called. It was like NTR program that allowed
Oh
you to
yeah,
freaking
I tried using that,
stream
but
your
it
3DS to your PC. It
NTR.
only streams the screen though, it doesn't stream the audio,
Yeah,
so you have to
there's
connect
no
that
audio.
directly to your computer with an auxiliary cable and have that as like a separate, um audio source in your OBS. That's how you stream it that way.
I tried to do that, and the sound quality was so staticky, but I think I just had a bad aux cord.
Yeah, bad aux cords tend to do that. You have to get a better one than the ones that you'd usually have laying around. I made that mistake as well.
Hmm.
Like specifically for my PS Vita when I did that for Soul Sacrifice.
Yeah.
Considering the
Yeah.
fact that well, I don't know if this joke is too American to make, but I'm gonna make it anyway because I think it's funny. Considering corporations are people and we're not being forced to spend $600 to buy a game off of eBay, are we NTRing them by playing their games for free when they don't want us to? That's the question we have to ask.
Is the console already dead?
Yeah, of course. It's always dead.
Yeah, they took it
Then get
offline.
fucked.
There you go.
There you go.
All right. So, Lorelai, you've been an amazing interviewee. We've had so much fun. And I do have to say, I'm sorry to everyone else we've interviewed. This is my favorite thumbnail. Um, so we have 2 questions left. The second one is
Mhm.
shilling. I'm going to need you to have everything that you could possibly shill ready after this question, okay?
I have one question before that.
Uh-huh.
Why the fuck didn't you tell me about this before?
I'm telling you now because it's funnier.
You got to put
Um,
people on the spot, see who's on people's minds.
and then the
Okay.
question that I'm asking now is, who would you recommend us to interview next?
That is a good question. Do you guys, how unsafe can you guys be?
We'll interview anyone.
Yeah.
Cool,
Content,
cool,
baby.
cool. I nominate Fropico.
Are you friends
Tropical.
with them on Discord?
Yes,
Would you mind making a group chat between you, Anna, and them?
I think it'd be funny if I just like tossed you to them.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
yeah. Yes.
We gotta be able to grab them somehow, and usually the best way to do that is to just group chat it up in Discord and then add them as a friend. Then we have them.
Yes. Okay. Uh, hmm. I mean, they've already been interviewed recently. I don't know if they'll want to. Let me
That's
think of
fair.
somebody else, actually.
That's fair. That's
Hmm.
fair.
That's fair.
And of course, you don't have to throw people at us. It's fine. If you hate us, we understand.
I'm used to
Hmm.
it by now.
Yeah, we're used
I
to it
haven't.
by now.
I haven't seen you guys enough to hate you yet, so you're fine.
Oh, I guess that means that we have to do a collab then. Oh darn. When are you free to play
Yeah.
Peak?
I usually only on weekends if this is the time that I have to get up.
I can I can adapt to your time.
Are you sure? Because I'm GMT plus 10 and you are CST.
Positive. From the time it is right now, how many hours forward?
Uh, for them, starting was 1 a.m. to our 10 a.m. So it is technically tomorrow, quote unquote, for them right now.
Yeah. But from the time it is
If
right now, what would be your normal starting time?
my normal starting time would be about, let me think. Let's see, 12,
Mhm.
6 to 7 hours ago.
6 to 7 hours ago. Okay.
Yes.
So that's a solid like 5 or 6 a.m.
Yeah.
I could do that. I'd
Okay,
either go to
okay.
bed really early or I'd pull an all-nighter. Who knows?
Fair enough, fair enough.
All in the works to make more friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just really like collabing with people.
It occurs to me I could toss somebody else at you. You know what? Cool the Nephilim. That might be good.
Can you spell that for me?
I will type it down.
Okay, thank you.
Cool the Nephilim.
All right. The sacrifice has been set. We shall eat good.
Yes. Yes, yes.
Now, for you, where can people find you?
Mm-hmm.
Here's a card.
A card?
A card. Ooh.
Oh! Is this a link tree? Is that what this is?
Nah, it's
Or
just Twitter. I grabbed it from my Twitter.
oh, okay, cool, cool, cool. So you've got a Twitter, a Blue Sky, a YouTube, a Twitch, a Facebook, a Discord, and a TikTok. I love doom scrolling.
I will let you know now. Facebook, TikTok, and Blue Sky are all dead. So,
That's fair.
Wait, Blue Sky is dead?
my Blue
Oh,
Sky is
yours.
dead.
Okay.
I kind of
You
stopped going to Blue Sky when it just kept on recommending me like all this political bullshit. Even I was
Hmm.
like, ignore this, ignore that, stop showing me this shit. I'm not even following any of these guys. Look at all these other VTubers I'm trying to follow. Show me more of them. Why the fuck ain't I seeing them?
That's fair. All right.
Well, since we have that link, I'm gonna just pop a follow everywhere.
Thank you, thank you.
Oh, I was already following you on Twitter. My bad.
Ah,
Unbelievable.
nice.
I saw the unfollow happen. It was so
I
sad.
try to follow the people that we interview everywhere. Give them the love. I'm already following you on YouTube. I click that,
All right.
and then
So, were there any
Twitch.
closing remarks that you would like to make since we're really good at outros and that means we're going to end soon?
Thank you everybody so much for joining. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Follow me over on youtube.com/ uh is it you? /Lorelai Irving CH. And yeah, thank you for having me. Yes.
Thank you for being such a
Uh
wonderful guest.
Hmm.
Thank you, thank you. I never want to wake I never want to stay awake at this hour again.
That's
Fair.
fair. That's fair.
That's all good. But yeah, it was fun. I'm glad I did this. I'm gonna regret it tomorrow, but I'm glad I did it right now.
Let's see. I just need to greet everyone with an emoji because I'm so millennial pilled. I
Uh
mean,
huh.
I'm 832 years old. I'm not that young.
Uh huh.
Where's my
Hmm.
Miku?
Oh, of course.
Also,
All
I
right.
There
just
it
saw
is.
the chat.
The
Kaz, I
That's
I
good
have
morning.
Wind
Whatever.
Waker or Oracle of Ages.
oh, don't worry, they're bad. Yeah, no, don't worry about it. You've already played Breath of the Wild. You've played the one good one. You can just ignore the rest of them.
I think. Okay, yeah, I am logged in. Cool.
All right. And this is the end of episode 31 of the Annadelna podcast.
Hmm. I
Yeah,
hope you
yeah.
all
Give me one
enjoyed.
second.
Thank you for being such a wonderful interviewee. Appreciate everyone for
Oh,
stopping by,
nothing. There
everyone
we
who's
go.
lurking, everyone who's chatting. You all are wonderful, and we will see you next time.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Bye.